Welcome back to another This Week in Wabash. I'm your host, Wade Weaver, along with my good buddy, and I'm getting to really know you well.
I'm Andrea with Wabash Marketplace.
Yeah, and I still like you, and you still like me.
I know.
No, these have been a lot of fun, and we hope to come to you. If you haven't seen yourself on one of our segments, we would love to hear from you. Call Wabash Marketplace, become a member if you'd like, and we'd like to come talk to you. But anyway, this week we have a really cool show. We are currently in Belizeau, and you're going to be talking with the folks from in here. Actually, it's going to be you just taking us on a tour, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Very good. Plus, part 2 of the Wabash County Museum. Hope you saw it last week. It was a lot of fun, and there's a whole lot more in store later on. But we're going to head over to Canal Street. Since we're on Market Street, we're going over there. And Andrea is going to talk to the folks at Borders and Beyond.
I'm Andrea with Wabash Marketplace, and we're here with Diane Morris at Borders and Beyond on Canal Street. And we're going to talk a little bit about, you're going to be open for First Fridays.
Yes, of course. We love First Fridays.
And what's your promotion that you have going on for First Fridays?
Well, we don't have anything super special this week. We're just kind of coming out of this, getting back open. But we do offer 15% off on any framing brought in that evening. So.
Okay, so that night, if you bring in a frame job, then they can get that discount.
Right.
Awesome. How long have you been at this location as Borders and Beyond?
We opened up in 2002, early 2002. So we're coming up on 20 years. So we'll have to have a celebration for that. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, downtown Wabash was very different 20 years ago.
Oh, totally different. Totally different. I came out of another business that we had closed a year before that. And because of the downtown. And this is such a destination business. I mean, people want to get something framed, so they're definitely looking to come here. So it was a little different taking on this business, but it was a different downtown, totally different.
And it's evolved and now seems to be almost back at capacity in downtown.
I know. It's amazing.
What's the vibe like lately?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's so good to see all the people that we have opening businesses and keeping their businesses open. And we have a real community down here. So.
Well, I know it was sad during COVID that you closed your doors and you weren't considered an essential business at that time.
Right.
And so this is kind of one of your first events back, easing into business as usual.
Right. Yeah, it is. It is. We've been open back up about probably 3 weeks, and we've been steady busy since we opened up. But it was a rough time, and we continued to pay our employee. We had some money in the bank, so we kept it at that. We had a few jobs that we were able to come in just by ourselves and work on, and just keep going like that. So.
And so most people know Borders and Beyond as a professional frame shop.
Right.
And so that's what they're coming to you for. But you also have a lot of gift items that are available.
Right. We have some jewelry. We have Lisa Pilo's glass blowing. We have a lot of artwork up and around. And the greeting cards have been a big seller. We lost a couple Hallmark stores here in town. And so we've sold a lot of greeting cards.
You have to kind of evolve to what's still needed in the community.
Right.
So if people were coming in to get custom framed artwork, there are so many selections you have here on the wall. They get to just sort of hand pick, or do you kind of guide them towards what's the right look?
Well, we try to guide them because we know usually we're pretty good at this, and we know what will work and what won't work. And so you have to do a little bit of education. People are really open to that because a lot of people will bring stuff in and just say, you're the experts, so you just do what you do. But people want input, and that's fine. We love working with people, and right now we're working on a lot of military stuff right now for some reason, but shadow boxes, and that's kind of a specialty that we do.
Yeah, it looks like you have some of that on display right now that you're getting ready to put together.
Right,
what type of mementos would people bring in for a shadow box?
All kinds of medals, patches that they wore. We always say the more you bring in, because the more we can choose. We just did a really interesting track piece for a Purdue graduate. We put her shoes in it. The bottom, they had a bag of dirt that we used in the bottom. We glued it in the bottom of the frame. Yeah, it was really unusual, and it came out really pretty. So
you can do it for like graduating school or college, a sport.
Right,
have you ever
we've done them
for like a birth for a new baby?
I've done a few small ones for a birth for a baby.
Okay.
But the more things you bring in with your collection, the more fun it is to put it together, because you can add all these little unique pieces, and And
Yes,
it makes
sometimes
it,
when you say frame shop, you don't think about a shadow box in a 3D
right.
display. Of
My husband
items.
always said, after we had been in the business a few years, he's like the least thing you do is frame pictures. We frame everything else.
So tell me more about these greeting cards. You have a new line?
Yes, we just restocked this line.
Okay.
We've carried it for a little while, and it's a great. It's hand quilled cards, so it's like a little piece of art that you're giving someone.
Oh, okay.
They're just so unique, and we love them. And they've been a great seller for us.
What are some of the occasions that you would get the cards for?
They have them in all different kinds: birthdays, thank yous, weddings, anniversaries, all about anything you'd want for it.
So if you're looking for a really special greeting card, either for your present or just to send to someone as a thinking of you, come
Right.
to Borders and Beyond. You also were really excited. You just placed a new order for a line of candles.
Right. This they're called the Yo Soy, which means I am in Spanish, I think. Evidently, I don't speak Spanish, but they're really good, and they're all like, I am worthy, I am brave, I am peace, I am resilient, and
awesome.
they're all, everything in them is produced and made in the United States, so that's kind of important to us too. So, yeah. I can't wait to get them in.
What are some of the other local artisans that you have on display?
We always have a lot. Ellen Stoffers' work, which we love. We have a lot of her prints back there, and we have. Let's see, who do we have around here?
I see Lisa Palo.
Right, Lisa Pilo. We have Terry Armstrong pieces. We have Erica Ford's, of course, all her pieces. She's a really good artist. We have Whitney Claire's pieces. And just various artists, and just some other prints that we post for just to frame up for people that are interested.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you back open for First Friday coming up tonight. So if everyone wants to come to Borders and Beyond on Canal Street, you'll be here. You'll be open.
We will.
You'll have a framing special if they
Right.
have something that they want to get custom framed.
Right.
And we're really glad that you could join us on This Week in Wabash.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Andrea with Wabash Marketplace, and we're here at Bella Zoe on Market Street in downtown Wabash, and just wanted to show you a little bit of some of their home decor items that they have featured here at the store. Anything from patty wax candles and incense. Some of the vintage posters have been really popular. During quarantine, they even had some puzzles with those same designs, and that was a good time filler, let me tell you. Their patches have become really a big product line here, and so if you're wanting to adorn any of your jeans or your vests with patches, they have so many options. And then they have a lot of different lines. Darcy is the owner here at Bella Zoe, and she even carries the amber blends that have become really popular for a lot of people. Just some gift items as well. These are some dish towels and keychains. And she just introduced some new Wabash swag. So if you haven't seen it yet, there are mugs and stickers, all talking about Wabash, Indiana. So come to Bella Zoe and check it out. There's so much variety. A little bit later in the segment, I'm going to talk about some of their clothing options and their accessories. But right now, we're going to go see Wade at Tiny Threads Children's Boutique.
All right, welcome back to This Week in Wabash. Wade Weaver with you. And we're going to go into Tiny Threads, one of my favorite stores, especially since I have my new little 2.5-year-old grandbaby. And she just loves clothes from Tiny Threads. There's Leah Hines. Hi, Leah.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. Well, we've been doing these videos and kind of just showing people what these downtown merchants are all about. and of course, Tiny Threads. You've been around a little while now. You're kind of one of the veterans around here, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
We opened November of 17. So I guess we're going on 3 years here in November.
Kind of.
So yeah, it's kind of went by fast, kind of crazy.
Yeah. Now, when you first got to town, you were doing some bakery stuff, right?
Yeah, so we owned Leah's Cakery for 3 years, and I want to spend more time with my son, and I love kids, so we decided to do this so I could still work and spend time with him, as well as doing what I love and supporting local. We just wanted to give back to like downtown and to Wabash. So yeah.
Well, some of these businesses down here opened, and then immediately COVID happened, so it's like they didn't even get a chance. But you at least got established before.
Yeah, that was fortunate for us, but yeah, COVID really has taken a toll on a lot of us here.
Yeah. So what did you do during that time? What kind of interesting marketing things did you do? What did you do?
So when COVID happened, we we kind of had to transform. We still don't necessarily have a website going, but we had to really transform to online. So it was kind of like we were like we would run sales online. So we would do albums, we would upload pictures, we would be here till midnight, 1 a.m., posting stuff, getting ready for sales. And then on top of that, we would do, we were your personal shoppers. So people would message us, say, oh, we need something in a size 5 for this, not too dressy. She likes pink, or he likes the color red. We would put outfits together, accessories, and send them different pictures. So just like your little kid had a personal shopper pretty much, but online.
That's awesome, yeah.
So that's kind of what we had to really do and quickly ramp up to during COVID to make
things have opened back up a little bit.
Yes, they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're seeing some shoppers come back?
Yeah, we are. We're seeing some foot traffic again, which is so nice. We missed all of our customers' friendly faces, and we've been seeing some new faces even, which is exciting. Wabash sometimes is a tourist attraction, and so with COVID, that kind of, we didn't know what to expect. So slowly but surely, we're starting to see some people from out of town again, coming and staying at Charlie Creek, and then shopping on Fridays and Saturdays.
All right, let's take a look around. I know where the dresses and outfits that I buy. Erilyn, I love coming in here, and I love your help. I'll go, hey, last time I came in and just like spent a bunch of money, can you tell me if I bought these yet?
They can look it up.
And they looked it up. I appreciate that. My personal shoppers too. I like it. So I love this side of the store because it's kind of girly, and I have that little girl. So let's talk about it as we go around the room.
Okay, so we have a lot of different lines. We have a lot of cute summer dresses. You'll see a lot of pastel and bright colors. We try to carry mid to high-end clothing, so you have great quality. It'll last you the whole season that you're looking for. And we try to find transitional pieces that go for like more than one season. So, you can pick up a summer dress, pair it with a cardigan. You can add a pair of shorts to a tunic, and you can wear it as a shirt with shorts or, shirt with leggings as you go into fall. We carry newborn through size 16, so you'll see a little bit of everything. This is kind of right here is kind of more of our baby area. And then you'll get more into this is our 4th of July wall right now. It's red, white, and blue. We also carry boys. You'll see a lot more pink and purples than boys, but we do carry a nice selection of boys' clothing. We have some shoppers that come up from Noblesville area. They really like our boys' selection. So I take pride in that because I have a little boy. I have to guess on all the girl stuff, but I know my boy stuff, I feel like. And so for boys, we carry size newborn through size 7s. So we have everything from just like a basic, tee, but it's cute. It's like your gray and black all the way to we have cute little polos as well.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah. And then one of our specialty lines is Under Armour. So we carry baby golf Under Armour.
No way.
So
That's awesome.
Up to size 7 for boys. Girls, we carry up to size 6X, but you have the golf pants, shorts. So that's nice because they can dress up. My son loves that just because it's comfortable, casual, or he can dress it up, and those are his go-to almost all the time. So
that's awesome.
And then we also carry basic Under Armour line for the athletic wear as well.
Everybody loves a good sale, and I've seen you have plenty of sale merchandise every once in a while, right?
Yeah, we do.
In the back still? Or?
Yeah, so we have a couple racks of clearance. So we have this rack of clearance and this rack of clearance right now.
Okay.
And then we also have some regular stuff back here because we just have a lot in our store right now due to COVID. We're in a transitional period, so we have a little bit more stock than normal. So we do have 2 really good racks of clearance. We are running a sale right now. We have some pillowcases, fuzzy, fun pillowcases that are on sale. I think they are 30% off this week. And then we have 20% off red, white, and blue clothing for 4th of July as well.
I know you said you had a little boy, and I'm just new to this whole little girl thing. I had 2 boys of my own, but one of them gave me a 2.5-year-old granddaughter all of a sudden here, and she loves like the frilly dresses, like she likes to twirl. Is that
To twirl?
have they always been like that, or are they more frilly this year, or more?
You know, it's a little bit of a little bit of both. But little girls love twirl.
Okay.
They love to twirl. Once they know it twirls, that's their
Okay.
go-to dress usually. We have good twirling dresses.
Yeah.
And we know some moms will be like, oh, they like to twirl, or they like pockets.
Okay.
So pockets are huge. We have lots of bamboo, super soft dresses that have pockets.
Okay.
And we have this cute little dress here. It has cute little pockets. Nice. And then we have a couple good twirling dresses. This is a really good, cute twirl dress and frill.
That's a twirling dress right
there. And they feel like a princess in that dress.
Yes.
And so we love that when the little girls just feel like $1,000,000 and they feel like that little princess, it makes their day. And then we actually have a dress somewhere that's actually called the twirly dress.
Oh my gosh! So
I was trying to look for it. I'm not sure where it's at right this second.
I'm up on the deal.
So this is just a style. We have different prints in this, but this one twirls really nice.
Nice.
So the girls love it.
And again, you said sizes. You've got them all from.
Yep. So our twirl dresses usually stop at about a size 8, just because that's kind of the age range for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go up to size 16s for girls and up to size 7s for boys.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. You have some accessories, I've noticed.
Yeah, we do, definitely.
Even some games and stuff, but you do have, my granddaughter's into the bows.
So we have bows, accessories. We have little like pedicure sets, as I'm knocking stuff off. Cute little necklaces and bracelets. Cute gift ideas. This was another thing we did is during COVID, friends didn't get to see little girls and boys didn't get to see their friends. So you could purchase something from our store and we would deliver it to the doorstep of your friends, and you grab bags for people. We have cute little like bracelets. That's something that we have. We carry all kinds of baby items. I'm kind of low on stock on some baby stuff right this second because I think there was a baby boom maybe that happened during COVID. I'm not sure.
That'd be pretty quick, Leah, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
But we've had a lot of new little baby boys are getting ready to be born, so we've been stocking up on all the baby stuff. We have lots of.
You do.
I'll grab one more thing. We have all kinds of. This is another big thing for boys because we don't have a lot of boy stuff, but the Brio line. So we have construction and train sets. So we have big sets, and you can add on. So a lot of times, grandparents or parents will buy the basic set for a birthday, and then they'll go on to buy extra trains and stuff for Christmas and the next birthday, so they can just add on to their train sets, which is really cool. A lot of the grandpas and the dads love that because they can, spend extra time with their littles that way.
Absolutely. Tiny threads. So what would you like to tell everybody in closing today?
I just want to say, we appreciate everyone's support. All of us downtown merchants do. COVID has been a scary time for all of us. We're in it all. We're all in it together. But we have an awesome and amazing town here. And I'm not from here, but we moved here in 2011. We're here to stay to raise our family. And we are just so proud of our town, and we love everyone here. So thank you for all of your support since November of 17.
Awesome. Come on back. We've got more on This Week in Wabash.
When you pick your repair shop, you want complete car care for your vehicle. You want professionally trained technicians. You want a job well done. You want a clean and comfortable waiting room. And you want a fair price. And that's what you get at Kirtland Automotive.
It's always been important for me from the time that we opened that we could be kind of a one-stop shop for our customers, not to put them in a situation where they had to run all over town to get their various services done, but to where they could come here and rely on us for everything that they needed. From an oil change to new tires and a wheel alignment to the more complicated, computerized diagnostic services and electrical work, major engine and transmission work. We take pride in that we do all that right here in-house, and we've got an excellent staff that's well-trained that can take care of all those needs.
I have been going to Kirtland Automotive for my personal cars for over 10 years. They've been more than friendly and more than helpful in making sure my car runs well. One thing I love about Kirtland Automotive is approximately 10 years ago I started teaching driver's ed at Wabash High School. I called Steve and I said, Steve, could you come down to the school and just talk to the kids about auto maintenance? Steve didn't hesitate at all. He said, sure, I'd love to. Since then, Steve has been coming down to driver's ed at Wabash High School and teaching our young students the value of having their cars maintained and what to do in emergency situations.
Dedicated in keeping honesty and integrity in the auto repair business, Kirtland Automotive is your one-stop auto repair shop.
Welcome back to This Week in Wabash, and we have a very special interview today. We've heard about Betty, we've heard about habanero, we've eaten here, we love this place, everybody talks about how great this food is. So we decided we'd come take a trip to Habanero Cantina and Grill in Wabash on South Cass Street. You've probably been here. If you haven't, we're going to give you a look around. But Betty, thanks for taking time.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it a lot, and absolutely love what you do for this community as far as serving this community. This food is so good.
Oh, well, we love it here. I mean, everybody has been so supportive ever since day one. So, we cannot even think about going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So we love it here.
They're located right next to Kirtland Automotive, and these Kirtlands have been pretty good people too, have they not?
They are. They are awesome people. They eat here all the time. They come in and hang out. They've brought their families. They brought in business, and that's definitely a plus.
That's awesome. Let's just talk quickly about COVID and COVID-19 and what happened. Did you close for a while? What was the situation?
No, we actually did carry out, and I was a little worried because we were like only a few people here to take care of it, and the community pulled together, and we wasn't as busy as we normally would be, but we did okay. And I mean, we were definitely blessed.
Good.
And I will always forever be grateful for Wabash for that.
That's awesome. Well, very good. Can we take a trip to the kitchen?
Sure.
I'd love to go back there and see.
They're prepping to get ready for the afternoon and everything. So.
You know what my favorite thing to eat here is?
What?
Guacamole that you serve.
Oh, well, they're making it.
We get to see it?
Fresh. Yeah, we make it fresh every morning. So.
All right, we're going to take a trip into the kitchen.
So this is how we prepare our guacamole. She cuts up the avocados every morning and dips them out, and then she smashes them until they're like a creamy but thick consistency. And she's added a little bit of salt and everything and garlic powder to it. And then she smashes it down until she gets it to where she wants it. And then she's going to add the other stuff. Cilantro.
Yes. Tomatoes.
Fresh tomatoes.
So you don't buy this already made? You guys do this all the time?
Almost everything here is homemade. Tamales and everything.
Nice. Very nice. So there's that guac, that delicious guacamole. All right. We appreciate her letting us bug her while she's doing this. Oh.
Yeah, that's my stepdaughter, Jessica.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And those are the onions?
Yes, those are onions.
Man, I can't believe how smooth she got that mashed down.
It's a lot of work. But we do it all by hand because it makes it taste so much better.
Yeah, that's the key to your guacamole and habanero.
Then she's going to fold it in. She doesn't really smash those in.
Yeah.
She just kind of stirs it and slowly folds it. This is made like 2 or 3 times a day, depending on how busy we are.
Yeah.
But this is something that you cannot leave this at. Guacamole is something that has to be made fresh. So the taste fresh is so much better. Yeah. You can tell.
How do you keep it from browning?
We use it.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's like something, literally you can put like the pit of the avocado in it, but it's better fresh. Like most of the guys have it down to a science. Most of our food is not left over. It just tastes better.
You know, Betty, one of the things I've noticed here is just how clean your kitchen is back here. You probably take a lot of pride in that, right?
Oh yes, that is one thing that we are very picky about. The guys, like even our hood and stuff, they take everything down once a week and scrub it. Everything is scrubbed, walls, top to bottom. all the refrigerators scrubbed out once a week. So
Gotcha. Now you were talking about you make tamales here, handmade, homemade.
yes, Luis makes them. He has an old family recipe that his mother does, and he makes them here with the masa and everything.
All
Cooks
your
them.
recipes, all family recipes.
Yes, they're from San Andreas, Tuzla, Veracruz, and their mother is an amazing cook, and that's where he learned all his recipes.
That is so cool. All right, so what's this gentleman doing back here?
He is making rice. This is how we make our rice. First, we get it browned in the deep fryer. A lot of people don't realize that that's how rice is made.
I mentioned to you that I loved your guacamole, and then the next two items would be the beans and rice.
Oh, yes.
I know that's crazy, but those are my three favorite things here.
Yes, every morning he does this. They actually make rice in this big pot here, probably 2 times a day.
So is it made out of white rice?
It's actually, it's white rice, but we use jasmine rice.
Oh,
It plumps up better. It just tastes better.
yeah,
And when we can't find the jasmine rice because of COVID,
yeah.
people can tell. They're like, what happened?
Okay,
But,
so
I
he
mean-
deep fried it over there.
Yes, we get it a little bit, we cook it a little bit, and then after that, he's going to start adding everything to it.
Okay, very good. And make it that yellow, what's the color it comes out?
It's like an orangish color.
Yeah, orangish, okay.
And the cook's name is Renee.
That's
He's-
Renee, okay.
He's my son-in-law, one of them.
Awesome. Such a family thing now.
Yeah.
This isn't your only location, right?
No, we have one in Elwood that's been open almost a year now. It's in the Old Richards restaurant.
Yeah. Pretty good location.
Yeah,
What-
it is.
What's going on over there in the big
It's
chicken?
It's pollo. Yeah,
Oh,
chicken.
yeah. Oh, so the arroz con pollo or whatever
Yes.
it's called. How do you say that?
Arroz con pollo.
That's my favorite meal when it comes to that.
It's very popular.
Of course, I like the chips in the beginning, and your salsa is good, and then I love the beans and rice and that arroz
con pollo.
arroz con pollo. Oh,
Yes.
con pollo. Yeah, very good. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's like shredded. What they do is they cook the chicken. And we use all white meat here.
Yes, yes.
And then after they cook it, they're going to shred it while it's still warm. And then we add onions, tomatoes, and bell peppers and cook it again. And that's where it gets all the flavor.
That's awesome.
And when they cook the chicken, they put onions and tomatoes in it to give it flavor while it's cooking. Yes. Yeah, he's saying that they cook it first and then they shred it and then they add the tomatoes, onions, and peppers to it.
That's awesome.
Our chicken I love our chicken. It's got a really good flavor.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah, it's absolutely good. All right, out of the kitchen now. Betty, let's talk about this, the chip machine or whatever. What do you want to call this? What is that?
This is called the chipera.
Chipera?
Or a warmer.
Okay.
And this holds the chips. This is what keeps all the chips warm.
That's gold.
And there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they make the chips every morning.
Wow.
And like 5 of these. This is what we fill up. This one's still warm, so. But every morning the guys come in at 9 o'clock and they start cooking.
That is so good.
So.
Chips and salsa, that's
Yes.
the first thing you put on the table, right?
Yes, and our salsa is made every other day.
Okay.
So it's always fresh. Everything here is fresh. That is the main thing, and people can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, now let's talk about the cantina part of Habanero Cantina and Grill. This is a really cool room right here.
Yes, a lot of people like it, even though we're down to a couple booths now.
Yeah,
because of
it's
the COVID.
beautiful. You're doing all the social distancing the
Yes,
governor
we are.
has said. And hopefully, after this weekend, maybe the 4th of July weekend,
That's
you're
what
going to be
they're
able to...
saying, so
Yeah.
fingers crossed. I mean,
It's beautiful. Where did you get all the ideas for the decorations and stuff? What are all these
actually,
pictures?
this is of Aztec Indians.
Okay.
Luis,
Yep.
his family is actually have Aztec blood in them, like
Okay.
back where they're from. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer, but it's beautiful, and there's a lot of history.
Oh my gosh, yes.
A lot of these came from Mexico, actually, like our decorations.
So beautiful.
And this is our reservation room. It can hold up to 25, sometimes 30 people. It just depends on how we situate the chairs. A lot of people like this room. It's just only $20 to reserve it.
Wow.
So
Birthday parties and things
yes,
like that. Yeah.
and they can have it for as long as they want. There's no time limit or nothing. So
That's cool. No minimum orders of food
No.
or anything?
nope.
Well, that's very
We actually
generous
have a lot of people. They reserve it and they do like just demos and stuff, or come and sell jewelry. You know, it just whatever. They don't even have to. Sometimes they don't even order food. They just use it for that. So we're okay with it.
That's awesome. Let's take a look around the room, because that's one of the first things when I first got here. It's just so beautiful. You've just decorated it so well. Let's just talk about some of the things. Like that big painting over the back.
That mural actually came where a guy did it when we had Aztecas.
Okay.
And it took him 2 weeks. It's airbrushed. He did that in the basement at Aztecas.
Wow.
And he did an amazing job. Yeah, we've had that for a while. And then actually the collars for this place,
Yeah.
when they were doing it, we were trying to pick out like collars, and we found like yellow is like a bright and pretty color. So we didn't want to go like bright yellow. So it was a no-brainer because some of the yellows in the painting. So we just brought it out into the restaurant, and it worked. We love it. And like the guy that did our murals, he did all of our tables. So they're all hand painted and everything. It took him a while, but he did a very, very good job.
Those are all hand painted?
Yeah. He's a really good artist. He's out of Wisconsin.
No kidding. Gosh. I like this one over here. It's just so cool. What is that of?
That is actually a stone head down in Coxacualcos, Mexico. By the beach, there's these huge stone heads, and that's what they look like.
Same guy that did this mural.
Yes, did the tables.
You guys sell a few margaritas?
We saw a lot of margaritas. People missed our margaritas when we were closed.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do the carry out because we didn't want to get in trouble. Like we were allowed to, but it was just easier not to do it.
Yeah. Well, what a wonderful trip around Habanero Cantina and Grill. I appreciate your time so much, Betty. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you guys came in.
It's a beautiful place, and we'll keep spreading the word about what you guys do here. So as we go, let's talk about this. So you walk in and somebody will greet them and take them to their table, right?
Yeah, we have one of the waitresses or the hostess or take them to the table. And then after you're finished, you just bring your ticket up to the counter and pay and leave.
All right.
So it's pretty easy. You don't have to wait on nobody after you're done. You just stand up and pay for yourself.
I see some hand sanitizer here, and I see the please stand 6 feet apart.
Yes.
Is this something that you think you'll just go ahead and keep up, or are you going to take this all down?
We'll probably, after we can open fully, we'll probably keep it up for a while.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell right now, but so far everybody has been wonderful, and they understand. I mean, everybody's going through this. We just got to get it through it together, and then we'll be good.
That's very good. Give us your hours here.
We are open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9:30, and then on Friday and Saturday we're open 11 to 10:30, and then on Sunday we close at 9. Open at 11.
Open at 11 and
Yes,
until 9. And
every day.
Give them your location again.
We are at 700 South Cass Street here in Wabash.
Very good. Habanero Cantina and Grill on South Cass Street. That's Betty. I'm Wade. Thanks for tuning in. More on This Week in Wabash coming up.
We're back at Bella Zoe on Market Street and wanted to highlight some of their clothing options here. If you haven't been before, there's a mixture of new clothes and new to you, some thrift style opportunities. And so a lot of brands that you'll know and love and recognize here, anything from handbags to shoes to all of the clothing that you see here. There are kind of curated collections, so everything here is by size. These are more of the dresses that are available. In the back corner, there's some vintage and boho pieces, and kind of everything you would expect to see right now. There's shorts and summer apparel and bathing suits and blouses and some brand new merchandise too, like the blue Q socks, which are really popular because they have super witty sayings on them. So lots to see at Bella Zoe. Come and check it out here on Market Street in downtown Wabash. But next we're going to have a segment with Bev Vanderpool talking about the Bulldogs concert that is going to be coming up during First Fridays. Hey, this is Andrea with Wabash Marketplace, and this is a First Friday edition gearing up for tonight's events. And so with us we have Bev Vanderpool with the City of Wabash, who's one of the sponsors for a big concert that we have coming up, the Bulldogs on Miami Street. And so, Bev, we wanted to know a little bit more about what else is going to be happening at that event on Miami Street, who the other sponsors are on the event, and I know there's something special happening before the concert. Tell me about who's going to perform at 7 o'clock.
Okay, that's right. Thank you, Andrea. We first will start with Emily France, who's directing a group of local youth who just want to say thank you to our local law enforcement. So they've got about 20 minutes worth of songs they're going to sing to entertain us.
That's so sweet.
It is sweet. It's very thoughtful.
So the Bulldogs concert starts at 7:30,
Yes.
but right before that, there's going to be a special proclamation.
Yes, thank you for asking. Charlie Creek Inn is 100 years old this year, and unfortunately COVID hit all of their plans to celebrate in May. So Governor Holcomb had written a special proclamation for them, and Senator Andy Zay will be here at 7:25 to present the proclamation to them. So we'd like to have a good crowd here to cheer Charlie Creek on and to thank them. And they just happen to be co-sponsors for the Bulldog concert with the city.
Awesome. So it's Charlie Creek Inn and the City of Wabash
Yes,
sponsoring
yes.
The Bulldogs concert.
Right.
So if someone's never seen the Bulldogs before, what should they expect?
A really good time and a big crowd dancing if you are a dancing person. If not, just you need to bring a chair because we will be on Miami Street. We'll just fill the street. We call it Dancing in the Street. Get up and dance all you want. Have a great time. The Bulldogs have been around since 1982. They started as a two-man group, and then you might remember that they were Spike and the Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, probably 10 years ago, Spike moved to Utah to be closer to his grandkids. So they regrouped, and they came back with Maggie Hawkins. And if you have seen them, you know Maggie is a talented lady. She can play the sax, the flute, she sings, and she's been a great addition to them. They play music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and if you have parents and you're young, you probably remember them singing to the oldies, but just a really energetic group. They start at 7:30 and they play clear through till 9:30 with no break.
Wow. That's awesome.
That is.
And lots of familiar tunes that people will love to hear
Oh,
again.
absolutely. And they should start the show with Dancing in the Street because that's our motto. So,
So are you the number one fan? Are you out there that night
oh, you
dancing
bet.
it up?
With my friends, I am in two dancing groups and we love to dance, and so we'll come. And I have to say, the Bulldogs love Wabash. When I contacted them earlier about COVID, they said, please don't tell us we can't come because we love Wabash. We love being on Miami Street. It's such a great venue, and the crowd is so responsive that they love it.
Awesome.
Now, downer, in case of rain, it's not a downer, but we won't have as much room, but we'll be in the Big Four ballroom in the Charlie Creek basement.
Okay, so there is a rain location.
There
in
is a
case
rain
it is
location,
a little
yes.
drizzly. We can never quite predict the weather
Right.
in July.
But bring a chair. The concert is free, you know, sponsored again by the city and by Charlie Creek Inn as our COVID gift to the city and the county.
Wonderful. And I think you said this is one of their first concerts of the year
Yes.
because of COVID. They haven't
They
had many
performed up until
performances.
February, and they've done one other concert before this one. So we're hoping for a good crowd and to be able to show off our beautiful city and to just celebrate summer.
Awesome. Well, we hope that everybody comes out to First Friday. We're pretty much back in action, almost normal in downtown. There'll be lots of street vendors, food trucks, the live music happening. All of the shops will be open. It'll just have a great energy in downtown. And of course, we'll be celebrating the 4th of July. It's a red, white, and blue theme. So come in your favorite holiday outfit. We hope to see you soon in downtown Wabash. So we're back at Bella Zoe and we're checking out the accessories wall here. Come get any style sunglasses that you need for your summer apparel. And some of the other favorites, stickers galore if you need to decorate maybe your locker coming up for school season. More of the patches that we talked about earlier if you're wanting to adorn some of your clothing. Hair scrunchies. Are you guys liking hair scrunchies this season? I saw you trying some on earlier. Then pins, hats. You can even buy a record player here at Bella Zoe. So come on down, check out everything that there is to offer. Temporary tattoos are really the rage right now too. So if you want to be super cool and hip, come to Bella Zoe. And we're going to go next to our segment at the Wabash County Museum to see the second half of the tour. Hey, I'm Andrea with Wabash Marketplace, and we're back at the Wabash County Museum here with Shelby McLaughlin, and we're going to do part 2 of our tour of the museum. There's so much to see.
Yes, for
we
sure.
wanted to put it into 2 segments, so we're going to see a little bit more about what's on the main level, and then we might even take a sneak peek upstairs. There's still a lot of construction happening up there, but we want you to see kind of the first look at what's going to be changing up there.
Perfect. So this section highlights early civilization in Wabash County as early as like the 1600s to 1800s here. And so we just wanted a space to teach kids about that, kind of talk about trade, animal skins, woodworking, their kind of jobs as really early on Wabash County. Most of the Indians that lived here actually lived down at Paradise Spring, which is so cool, since it's so close to us and getting to talk about that history. Having the animal skins there, the kids love feeling the different animal skins and seeing the guide to see which animal is there. There's some interactive components, just kind of opening up. We can open that, we can leave that. Just different woven bowls and necklaces and tools. Yeah,
what I was going to say is that there are actually 5 different animal skins there. I mean, I wouldn't have noticed that if you hadn't pointed out that that's what the sign is back there. A badger, an elk, a fox, a skunk, a beaver. I don't know that I've seen that many in my lifetime.
I know.
But fur trade obviously was really popular.
Huge.
That was what the industry was. And so getting to see this sneak back in time.
Yes, yeah. And then kind of swooping around here. So Frances Slocum.
Huge. You can't come to the museum without learning about Frances Slocum.
Yeah, so we actually have her wearing blanket. This is a replica that she has on, but her wearing blanket normally is on display here, but it's actually on loan with Miami University in Ohio for an exhibit that they're doing. We got to lend it to them for this whole year because they're doing Miami tribe exhibit there, and so we got to carefully bring it there, and then we got to see the exhibit opening and meet the curator and stuff, so we're really excited about partnering with them. So it's weird not having her blanket here because we always have it here, but this is the replica, and then her moccasins and headdress and stuff.
It was so awesome that you have such valuable artifacts that people across the nation are wanting to borrow them from Wabash County.
Yeah.
Let us take what you have and put it on display in our community.
Yeah, and just creating those relationships with other, especially universities, is really cool in another state, and just having those connections.
Awesome. Well, show us where we're going to go next.
Yeah, so we'll kind of go back here. Well, I know we talked about Crystal Gale before, but there's her official exhibit and one of her dresses. We have 3 of her dresses that we kind of switch out, but she's in her green dress currently.
And she donated those as well as part of her contribution to the museum.
And then some of her dresses are also in the theater like we saw earlier. And then, so this is our changing exhibit that we just put out. It's called Then and Now. So each exhibit case highlights a different category. So photography and communication is the first one. We have an artifact and then a current of what we would use currently. It's actually a big hit with kids because a lot of kids haven't seen the old version of a lot of the stuff, especially like the household items. And so it's been really fun to watch parents and grandparents have conversations with their kids and grandkids about, you know, I used this, but you used this, and how just the involvement of different objects.
Yeah, really cool multi-generational exhibit.
Yeah. And just having that talking piece with families is super important to us in creating that connection with history to current day.
I wondered if disposable cameras were still a thing, and they are.
They
you can still buy
are,
them.
and they're like coming back because Polaroids are huge right now too with the young generation. So, yeah.
And I can't imagine life before TV. Not that I only watch TV, but only having a radio and to sit
especially
around your
for
radio
news and knowing what's going on in the
Right,
world.
since we're
Yeah,
such a visual community now that it would be strange to not have that visual component. But-
yeah.
And so, is this a temporary exhibit then?
Yeah, so it'll probably be here through the end of the year. We're actually partnered with Indiana Humanities through a grant to do this, and so we thought this would be the perfect conversation piece to get families involved. And then we have a few more exhibit cases on the other side, just different categories. And so it'll be here through at least December, and then we have the ability to switch it up. I don't know what's next, but we have enough artifacts to highlight some more stuff.
Wonderful. So, which way should we go upstairs?
Let's go up
a
this
staircase
front
here,
staircase.
a side staircase, and an elevator.
Yeah, several options to get upstairs.
So we're upstairs at the Wabash County Museum now, and Shelby's going to give us a little bit more of a tour. Again, not everything is open right now. One of the favorite things, the dig site with the sand is closed because of COVID, but there are a lot of exciting things still happening upstairs, and still a lot of construction.
Yes, for sure. So I know the kids love the dig site. We actually are opting out with the sand and going with something more ground friendly. We're going to do rubber pieces. It'll be more sustainable and not be as messy. So that'll hopefully be
ever curious
soon.
what truly was at the bottom of the dig site. You
there
can
it
now
is.
see it. We've
Yes.
spent many an hour digging through that sand looking for the artifacts.
For sure, yeah. So we're excited to get this put back together because we know how much kids love it. And then over here, canal boat. I know we talked about the canal downstairs, but this is kind of an inside look of the sleeping quarters on the canal boat for the canal workers.
Oh yeah, so if you watched week 1, we talked about the canal exhibit downstairs, but this is the actual canal boat exhibit. There used to be a version that the kids could climb on in Education Center, but that's what you said, has a new home now. But
Yes,
you can still
but this
see
is permanent. We're going to keep this.
This is a permanent exhibit, so that you can see what life was like.
Yeah.
There's so much to look at.
And then our infamous train set. It's still running. It's not running currently, but we had it running all day long yesterday when kids were playing up here. So if they come into the museum and want the trains run, if they just let us know at the front desk, we can get it started for them.
Yeah, I bet this is hugely popular.
Yes.
I mean, what little kid or adult doesn't want to come and watch the model train set? I love that you built this riser so that people could kind of get a closer look.
Yes,
and, learn more about, what the trade was when trains were the only and primary form of transportation.
Yeah, a few years ago we realized that kids wanted to see it and all the parents were picking up their kids and we're like, why don't we just put stairs? And so now kids, it's fun seeing them sit on the ground here and watch the trains go round and around and have conversations with their parents about it. And
I like that you always respond. You stay relevant to what the community's needing.
Yeah.
You saw that they were lifting up kids so that they could see in it, so you built a riser. I mean, it's just a really great response to what the community is wanting from the museum.
yeah, we just want to make sure that, every generation can be involved in the exhibits. It's not just for adults and it's not just for kids. So we want to make sure that we can do that.
Some more interactive exhibits along the wall here, and
yeah, so this is highlighting transportation too. We have a train station over here that the kids like to play in. I love watching imaginary play up here and watching the kids be workers here, and then it transitions into the interurban, kind of highlights that in downtown and kind of the trail of the interurban throughout the county.
Gosh, the interurban was such a cool thing. I'm kind of sad that it doesn't
exist.
exist.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot here actually because it would be so beneficial just to kind of get around and be such like a nostalgic way to travel throughout the county. Even go to Fort Wayne, go to Indy, it went all those places. So it'd be really cool to be able to do that.
I sort of view trolley number 85 with Visit Wabash County like our modern day interurban.
For sure.
So you can take a moped tour of Wabash County.
Yep. Yeah, so this one's going through Manchester and that one's going through Wabash. It kind of just, when kids sit on it, they can rev the engine and then it will give you kind of a street view tour of where you're going.
Hang on.
It is fun watching kids see like, oh, that was my house. Or I've eaten lunch there and they see a restaurant.
It was filled with items, so a horse and buggy could turn around easily right here in the middle of the road.
So tell me a little bit about the Faces of Change exhibit. This is one of your newer exhibits.
Yeah, so we opened this at the end of last year, which seems like not that long ago because of everything being closed, but it just highlights what we thought and the community thought was very important people in our county. Every person has their own exhibit and artifacts that we either had in our collection or we sought out through their families or different museums. And yeah, it's been a really good response from people.
Who are some of the people that are featured?
Yeah, so kind of John Corso right there, so you're kind of starting there. It was actually really cool to work with his family to get some of those artifacts. He loved the museum, which was really cool to have that connection with him. And then Gene Stratton Porter, you go to Mark Honeywell. I know that we talked about the Honeywell Center downstairs, but there's some more just highlighting the different thermostats and then his properties here. It's talking about like the Honeywell Pool, Honeywell House, Honeywell Center, and then the golf course too. And then kind of goes on to John Beamer. And some of these people aren't the, those spotlight stories of if you're from here, you're like, oh, I know who that is. But just really cool people that have impacted. We tried to figure out people that have either impacted Wabash's history or history throughout wherever they lived, made that change.
So like John Beamer, it says he was a congressman. He was a U.S. representative from Indiana.
Yeah.
That's a unique part of history.
For sure. And then over here to Jim Reidenauer. He has a really cool story. He also is someone who loves the museum, so we definitely wanted to highlight that.
And I'm sure the Wabash County sports history is something that people love to talk about.
Yes, yeah. It's kind of next on our agenda to completely change up that exhibit. We have a lot more memorabilia from the different high schools and even high schools that don't exist anymore that we really want to put up. And so that is next on our list to completely transform that so that we can get more artifacts in and switch stuff up.
And so even though you have, what'd you say, 35,000 square feet?
Yeah, 30,000, yep.
You can't display everything.
Yes,
You have large storage units. I mean,
So our lower level is 10,000 square feet and is completely full of artifacts. So once we get an artifact, we package it the way that it should be packaged and then put it into our collection so we know exactly the number that it is so we can find it, and then we try to see if it has a home. We first work on preservation and then figuring out if we need to change an exhibit. If we get a large collection and we're like, this could be either a temporary exhibit or find a final home, but we just it just kind of depends what we get in.
And tell us just a little bit about your archives, because those are really popular as well.
Yeah, so actually right over here is our archives up here. And TJ Honeycutt, our archivist, works up here in the research room. If people want to do any kind of research throughout Wabash County, they're welcome to call or come to the front desk to talk with TJ and either set up an appointment or come in that day if he doesn't have other people here and do some research. He's super helpful. He has stories for days and incredible knowledge about families and businesses throughout the county, and definitely a great asset.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a sneak peek at the Education
Yeah,
Center.
let's
We
go
know that
over
that's
here.
going to be really popular once it's back open. Okay, so we're going to get a sneak peek of the Education Center. Right now you're closed till at least sometime in July, you think?
Yeah.
And that hopefully by the end of summer this will be open to the public, but this is our first look.
Yeah. So we're kind of working. So the canal boat used to be here. We're actually doing something completely different here. And then coming in.
Still have your donor wall.
Yep. Yeah. So that's still there for sure. And then
Which is such a fun kids element. Almost has like a Lego-like feel to it.
Yeah. So we moved a wall.
Oh
there
my
used
gosh.
to be a wall.
It's so big.
Blocking it off, but we wanted more space, and so we have a big plan for inside the space. And yeah, so it's coming along. We have a lot of components that are coming through UPS, and right now, you know how that's working.
So you're going to keep the play area.
For sure.
That will be there. You're going to keep the train tables.
Yes.
Both of the barn structures.
Yeah, so the house and the barn we're redoing completely the inside of them, getting new components. We're trying to put more history in them, so we are hoping to put artifacts inside, some historic photos, and create more talking elements inside of them.
And so this part looks pretty similar to what it looked like,
Yes,
but if
yeah.
you look the other direction, like behind the donor wall now, there's a whole extra room that hadn't existed
Yeah,
in
so
the
this
education
was
center.
not here. This is actually going to be our crawler space, so 2 and under.
Oh,
We're
fun.
going to create a space for them. Right now, something that we saw and the feedback we got is, that crawlers, our first walkers, got ran over a lot by the kids that are so stoked to be here and running around. And so we wanted kind of like a gated area for that 2 and under space so that, if it is a baby and the mom can still see their older kid and play in there and have that safe space.
Awesome. And here's that, if you watched the first week, you saw the glacier exhibit, and here's the second half of the exhibit up at the top with the birds morphing out of the tree.
Yeah, so we're really excited about the space. This is probably our most utilized space in the museum, and people are most passionate about it just because it is a safe educational indoor space in Wabash County, and so we've been trying to put a ton of focus on how to make it more fun.
And if you wanted to come to the museum, you can pay for a one-day membership,
Yes.
or you can get a whole year membership, a family membership,
for sure.
individuals, grandparents.
Yep, all of it. So it's $5 for adults to get in, and $3 for kids. And then most families get a family membership. It's $50 for the entire year. You can come
Very affordable.
any day that we're open for free. And so I know a lot of families that do that instead. So that, once you come 10 times, you're paying for your membership. So you might as well just come and play with us.
So we're closing out our tour of the Wabash County Museum. We didn't even see everything that there is, but you got a really great first look at a lot of the exhibits here in the museum. We're ending in the gift shop.
Yeah.
So that if you were here as a visitor, you could take home something Wabash County with you.
Yeah.
But this is open if people just wanted to come and get a gift.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay to get into the museum to come shop in the gift shop.
Yeah, so we see a lot of families come in here, to get a baby shower gift or a birthday gift or even just a gift. I see a lot of people that get Wabash stuff and send it through the mail to their friends or, family that's been from here and just wants a little Wabash back at their new home.
Yeah, a lot of great books, some on Wabash County history, some just on the history of Indiana.
Yeah, it's pretty much all local.
And then a lot of great things for kids, which is a nice asset to have in downtown Wabash,
Yes.
that you can come in and pick up something for a kid's birthday or something like that. So, well, Shelby, thank you so much for giving us the tour of the museum. We wish you tons of luck as you're reopening this week, and we are excited to see what you have coming up in
Yeah,
the
for
very
sure.
near
And
future.
if you stay following us on Facebook, you'll see our updates, and we'll kind of be pushing that out as we open the Education Center and the military exhibit, that kind of stuff, and just follow us on Facebook. So.
Awesome.
Today on the Jenny Springer Show, we're going to talk to a couple whose dreams went up in smoke like the exhaust out the back of their brand new truck.
Jenny.
Hello, welcome to the show, Jill and Jack Ash. Why don't you tell me what happened? What went on with purchasing your new home?
We were supposed to be buying a home a couple months ago. We had a pre-approval letter and everything from our lender, Sarah, and all of a sudden, she texted us and told us that we were no longer financially able.
And it was our dream home. I'm devastated.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Jill. Seriously, it sounds kind of crazy. So, did anything change with your financial situation?
No, not a thing. Right?
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have another guest on the show to shed some light on this situation for us. Welcome back to the show. We have invited the Ashes Lender to join us on the show to shed some light on this situation for us. Sarah, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, your clients are telling me that they were pre-approved for a loan, and now all of a sudden at the last minute, things are falling apart. Could you shed some light on that for us and let us know and explain to us what happened in this situation?
So like I tell all my clients after they get pre-approved to not make any big purchases, and unfortunately Jack did not listen to my advice and he made a big purchase. But I do have proof that I told him not to make any big purchases throughout the process.
Oh.
So if you can see there, I told him that they were pre-approved for $150,000, and he asked that why they couldn't get more than that, and their debt to income was pretty close to not being able to get pre-approved anyways. So I told him that they couldn't make any big purchases, and he understood from what I gathered.
I'm sorry, but we didn't buy anything that was a big purchase.
Well, I saw a picture of Jack with his new monster truck, so...
A monster truck? That would be ridiculous!
Look at that.
Are you serious?
It was a big deal.
Oh my
Look at that.
Mortifying.
Sweet truck.
Why would you do that?
Well, we needed something to pull the Terrell Realty trailer with.
I'm so sick of you and your stupid toys. We're getting a divorce.
That's not gonna help you get out.
It is a sweet truck, though.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed our second episode of Jenny Springer. Seriously, you gotta pay attention. Once you've been approved for a loan, make sure you're not going out there buying anything new, really. Don't go buy a new bedroom suit, a new sofa, a new monster truck. It doesn't make good sense. And always ask and check with your lender before you make any kind of purchase that you think might be considered a large purchase. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Oh man, are we done with the show this week already?
It's already time.
Man, Bellazo smells so good in here. I love this place. And I got some amber.
Ooh, I know.
It's
That's
the
your
unisex.
favorite.
Yeah, it is. It's the unisex, so I'm not wearing.
People aren't familiar with amber. What is that?
It's an essential. It's like, I guess it's an oil. It's essential to me, but it's an oil, and they make different varieties, like 8 of them or something. And I found out that the darker brown box is a unisex one, so it's not, flowery like a female cologne. But it's more of a men's cologne. I love it. I absolutely love it. And anytime I walk by somebody that has amber on, I know, and I'll go, Amber? They'll go, yeah, but my name's Denise. But anyway, and I'm Wade, and I love Amber too. But anyway, we had a great time at Bellazo. She's got such a cool store, and I was talking to her earlier about how she's come a long way, baby, from when it was in the old marketplace area.
Oh yeah,
right next
it was
to
the Eagles Theater
Yeah.
storefront that was for rent. That's where she started in downtown, and she's morphed her way over the years to different storefronts, and is in this now with clothing and home decor, and just seems to be going gangbusters.
Our camera lady, Kim, remembers being in this building because of the sweet shop. But what a transformation Bellazo has done. So very, very cool. All right, so we will be back next Friday right here. Right?
We sure will do another show.
Yeah, we'll do it again on This Week in Wabash. So again, thanks to everybody. Shelby down there at the museum for giving us the tour, and we split that thing up in 2. Also the Bulldogs. That is going to be one heck of a show tonight. I can't wait.
Oh man,
Yeah.
let's hope the weather cooperates.
Yes, absolutely. But if it doesn't, it'll still be downstairs in the ballroom at the Charlie Creek Inn. And of course, all the other retailers and all the other things that we did. So, Andrea, we'll talk at you next week.
Sounds good. Have a great 4th of July.
All right, thank you. I'm Wade Weaver, 1059thebash.com. Catch you later.